Everybody, welcome back. We are going line by line into every detail of the Bible, and we do it in bite-sized chunks. So, if you like that, if you have a fascination or want to know the Bible deeper, but you want to do it just slowly over a long period of time, you've come to the right spot. We make it in digestible little bites, so I suggest you start from the beginning. And this is a new channel, so if you like it and subscribe. We are at the point where the Bible goes from Noah, just left Noah, and all these wild things that happened. I mean, crazy drama. This is just a crazy docu-series is what's happening. We get to the point of this Nimrod guy, and this Nimrod who is building cities. And if you there's no backstory. They just start building cities. We don't know anything about Nimrod. He's just building great cities, and he's a good hunter. Jehovah likes him because he can hunt really well. And if I go to my notes here, we're in Genesis chapter 10, verses 12. It just starts naming all these people that with no backstory. Like, why are they important to even name? Because there's no story with them. Or why are they important even to mention ever, unless there's a really specific bloodline and family lineage that all goes back to Noah, if you believe that everybody was dead and then there's Noah and his family and they repopulate the earth. It's strange. And then you go into chapter 10, verses 18, and it says the families of Canaan, which we know are Ham, they have scattered. And you're left to assume that, this is Noah's son, that the Canaanites have either scattered into small little groups or they commingled their bloodlines. It doesn't say. So which one is it? And I don't believe anybody can know the answer to that because there's not enough information. And then you go to this, which is in Genesis chapter 10, verse 19, and this is really just a comment. This says, and I think this is important. I think this is important in modern political problems because this is the first time that Gaza is mentioned. And as we all know, there are problems in Gaza right now. And Canaan, which is Ham, the son of Noah, those are his people. They border Gaza. So we have to remember that before there was an Israel, there was this place that was inhabited by other people. That's interesting to know for a whole lot of reasons. And I don't think you need to use your critical thinking much to know and understand what I'm talking about. The land had previous inhabitants, but they all share the same bloodline, supposedly, from Noah. So why are there borders? Why are we setting up boundaries all of a sudden when you're all the same family, even if it's still only a few hundred years old? Who knows these things? It doesn't say. It keeps you guessing. Seems like God, if he wants you to know how to develop your soul and how to create stronger and better relationships and how to connect higher and stronger with the infinite, there would be a little bit more talking about the soul, I would assume. I'm just taking a wild guess. Question number 3 is Genesis chapter 10, verse 20 through 32. It discusses how Noah's 3 sons have their own land. And it says their own tongues. Now, this is what throws me. And if y'all understand this, if this is some sort of tweak of translation, I don't quite get it, because right here it says they have their own tongues. That would mean their own languages, these 3 different kids. So why does it not explain how different languages were developed? Because they have their own tongues. It's like this a movie and you're jumping back and forth from the past to the present to the future without knowing where you're actually at, because right after this it's totally contradicting, because they all get a new language from the Tower of Babel, which is coming up very shortly. See, I was taught in Baptist school and Sunday school and in my Catholic school before I went to public school that we all got different languages from the Tower of Babel because God was pissed off we were building something to the heavens. But that doesn't seem fully true if you read that verse. And if I'm reading it wrong, then how am I reading it wrong? Because it clearly says the three brothers speak in their own tongues. Kind of strange, unless they create their own language and they're bilingual with one common tongue. I don't know. It doesn't say. It's a flaw in my understanding of the Bible that there's so much to it and it's so unclear on so many things. So many things. So thank you for joining us. Follow us in the next one because we're jumping right into the Tower of Babel and it is fascinating. We're doing it right now. We'll see you then. If you want to know more, go to themysticsofTexas.com where we go over the New Testament, the Old Testament, and primarily we are there to facilitate inner spiritual work and growing and meditating and fellowship and worshiping in our own way so that we can communicate with ourselves and others and the infinite in a deeper, more powerful way to separate and remove those divides that are amongst all of us. We all need to come together in a better way, and that is a lot easier said than done. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.